If you're seeing this, get ready for a major shift. My beloved child. Before you even realized it, something within you began to shift. A quiet feeling, subtle, almost unnoticeable, yet impossible to ignore. You didn't click here by accident. You were drawn here for a reason, and deep down, you can feel it. Right now, there is a moment forming around you, one that doesn't arrive loudly, but carries the weight of something life-changing. The kind of moment that doesn't ask for attention, it demands awareness. You may have felt stuck, confused, like things were taking longer than they should. But what you couldn't see was the silent preparation happening behind the scenes. Pieces moving. Doors aligning. Energy shifting. And now, something is about to turn. This is not random. This is not ordinary. This is the beginning of a major shift, one that starts within you before it changes everything around you. Don't skip this moment. Stay with me, because what's about to unfold next might explain everything you've been feeling lately. But here's what most people never realize. The shift you've been waiting for doesn't begin outside of you, it begins in the quiet space within your own thoughts. That restless feeling, that sense that something is about to change, it's not confusion. It's awareness waking up. For a long time, you've been holding on, trying to make sense of delays, wondering why certain things didn't work out the way you hoped. But what if those pauses weren't setbacks? What if they were perfectly timed moments, guiding you away from what wasn't meant for you? Right now, something is gently realigning. Not everything needs to be forced anymore. Not everything needs to be chased. Some things are finally beginning to move toward you. You might not see it yet in your surroundings, but you can feel it in your spirit, that quiet pull, that subtle calm replacing the pressure you once carried. Don't look away from this feeling. Stay till the end, because what's unfolding next isn't just a small change. It's the turning point you didn't know you were stepping into. And just when you thought nothing was happening, something deeper began to awaken inside you. Not loud, not overwhelming, but steady, undeniable. A quiet knowing that you are no longer the same person you were before this moment. The doubts that once felt so heavy are starting to loosen their grip. The questions that once kept you restless are slowly being replaced with a calm you can't quite explain. This is how the shift begins, not with chaos, but with clarity. You are starting to see things differently now. What once felt urgent no longer controls you. What once confused you is beginning to make sense in ways you never expected. It's as if a hidden pattern is revealing itself, piece by piece, guiding you forward without forcing you. This is your turning point. Not because everything around you has changed yet, but because you have. And once that happens, everything else has no choice but to follow in time. Stay with this feeling. Don't skip ahead. Because what comes next is where this shift becomes impossible to ignore. And now, something undeniable begins to unfold. You may notice it in the smallest ways first. A sudden sense of peace where there used to be tension. A moment of clarity where there was once confusion. It's subtle, but it's real. This is how a major shift announces itself, not with noise, but with quiet certainty. What once felt heavy is starting to feel lighter. What once seemed distant is slowly coming into view. You're not chasing anymore, you're aligning. And that changes everything. There is a rhythm forming around your life right now. A timing that no longer feels rushed or delayed, just right. Even the things that didn't make sense before are beginning to fit together like pieces of a story finally revealing its meaning. Trust this moment. You don't need all the answers yet. You don't need to see the entire path. Just recognize this feeling, because it's leading you somewhere important. Stay till the end, because what's about to come next is not just part of the shift. It's the moment where you truly understand why it all had to happen this way. And just as everything begins to settle, a realization rises within you, clear, steady, and impossible to ignore. You start to understand that nothing you went through was wasted. Every delay, every unanswered moment, it was shaping you for this exact point in time. You were never being held back. You were being prepared. Now, you can feel the difference. The way you think, the way you respond, the way you see your own path. It's no longer filled with pressure or doubt, but with a quiet confidence that wasn't there before. This is where the shift becomes real. Not because everything around you suddenly changes overnight, but because you've stepped into a version of yourself that's ready to receive what once felt out of reach. Something huge is waiting for you, but it's not rushing toward you. It's arriving at the perfect moment, when you're finally aligned enough to recognize it. Don't skip this final part. Because what comes next is the piece that brings everything together in a way you'll never forget. And right at the edge of this moment, everything begins to feel different in a way you can't fully explain. It's not about something dramatic happening all at once, it's about a quiet certainty settling deep within you. You're no longer waiting the same way. There's a calm now, a steady awareness that something meaningful is already in motion. The need to force outcomes is fading, replaced by a sense that things are unfolding exactly when they should. This is the shift. It's not loud. It doesn't rush. But it changes how you see everything from here forward. You begin to notice opportunities you once overlooked. You feel drawn toward choices that actually feel right. Even your energy, it feels clearer, lighter, more focused than before. And the most powerful part? You didn't chase this moment. You grew into it. Stay with this, don't look away now. Because what comes next is not just the end of this message. It's the moment where everything finally clicks into place. And then, it all comes together. Not in a loud, overwhelming way, but in a quiet, undeniable clarity that settles deep within you. The questions that once echoed in your mind begin to fade, replaced by a steady understanding that you are exactly where you need to be. This is the moment you've been moving toward all along. You start to see how everything connected, the delays, the detours, the unexpected turns. None of it was random. It was all guiding you here, to this version of yourself that is more aware, more grounded, more ready than ever before. There's no rush now. Only a calm confidence that what is meant for you will meet you at the right time, in the right way. And as you stand in this realization, something shifts even deeper. You begin to trust the process. Fully. Hold on to this feeling. Let it settle within you. Because this isn't just a passing moment. This is the beginning of a new chapter that will continue to unfold in ways you never imagined. And as this new chapter quietly begins, you realize something even more powerful. This shift was never just about changing your circumstances. It was about awakening a deeper connection within yourself, a clarity that cannot be shaken by doubt or delay. You're stepping into a space where things feel aligned, not forced. Where your choices come from confidence, not confusion. Where your path feels guided, even when you can't see every step ahead. This is the kind of transformation that lasts, because it begins from within and flows outward into everything you touch. Something huge is still unfolding for you, but now, you're ready for it. Not because you have all the answers, but because you've learned to trust the journey without needing to control it. And that changes everything. So take this moment in. Let it anchor you. Let it remind you that what you felt at the beginning of this message was real. It was the first sign that something meaningful was already in motion. And now, you're no longer waiting for the shift. You are living it. And now, as you reach this final moment, pause for a second. Feel your breath. Feel the stillness around you. Because this is where everything becomes real, not as a distant idea, but as something you carry within you from this point forward. The shift you were waiting for was never separate from you. It was growing inside you, shaping your perspective, strengthening your patience, guiding you toward a version of yourself that no longer doubts every step. And now, you can feel it, clearer than ever. This is your sign to move differently. To trust more. To hesitate less. To recognize that something meaningful is already unfolding, even if it doesn't yet have a name. You don't need to rush. You don't need to force. Just stay aware, because the life you've been quietly preparing for is no longer far away. It's closer than it has ever been, and you are finally aligned enough to step into it. So carry this feeling with you. Because this wasn't just a message you watched. This was a moment that found you right on time.